Welcome to Monday, October 26th, 2020, Lake County Regular School Board meeting. We will open with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Mr. Matthias.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Welcome everyone again. Thank you for joining us tonight. Do we have any changes, amendments, additions, or deletions to our agenda today?
Hold item 10.03 for no action.
Okay, is that a no? No changes. Oh, I can't hear Ms. Horny. There we go.
We pulled item 10.03 for no action.
Okay. Very good. Anything else, board?
She heard me.
10.03.
We're good.
All right, excellent. Okay, let's move on to approval of the minutes. Superintendent.
I recommend approval of the minutes from the special school board meeting September 21st, 2020, the executive session for school safety September 28th, 2020, the regular school board meeting September 28th, 2020, and the special school board meeting October 5th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to representation. Do we have public input in person or virtual?
Not in person.
Do we have any?
I have none virtually.
Okay, well, then we'll move on. To the attorney reports, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. Just one thing. We talked about I believe it was the last meeting, we may have had the initial reading of it, the rule relating to continuing to allow board members to attend through electronic means. And going back, and I had told you when we did that I would like to get an opinion from the Attorney General, because it is fairly significant. It is directly different than the stated sunshine law or government or public records, how we would meet and have a group of people who were not necessarily present be able to vote and deliberate. That we would like the Attorney General to weigh in on that, so that they don't weigh in on it after the fact in a negative fashion. Apparently, in order to ask for that, I have to have a vote of the board members to submit the request for an opinion to the Attorney General. We have already prepared that letter. It's ready to go. I just need to confirm that y'all are okay with me making that request to the Attorney General.
I am, yes.
We're
Board?
good.
Yeah, do we need to actually make a motion?
Yeah, the rules in the Attorney General's office require a motion and a vote.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion passes.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
That's
much.
all I have.
Excellent. All right, moving on to the business consent agenda. Superintendent.
We have no unfinished business, so we're on the consent agenda. And shall I proceed, Madam Chairman?
Yes, please.
I recommend approval of consent agenda items 8.01 to 10.02 and 10.04 to 10.07.
So moved.
Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Okay, moving right along. On to discussion. We have the tentative approval with Dr. Feltner.
This is actually
Is
Mr. Johnson.
he available virtually? Yes.
This is actually Mr. Johnson.
Oh,
We're on 11.01.
tentative approval of the
Tentative
amendment?
Approval of code of conduct change.
Oh, okay, sorry.
we're doing these a little differently, but we're still offering a public hearing. Can you hear me? We're doing these a little differently, but we're still offering under the new Neola policies, but we're still offering a public hearing opportunity to anyone who attends the meetings as a sort of a suspenders and belt theory that we want to be as protective as we can. In any event, for this purposes, the item before the board is tentative approval of the amendment to the 2020-2021 Code of Student Conduct and Policy Guide. Is there anyone here in the boardroom who wishes to speak to this particular policy? I don't see anyone here, Madam Chairman. Dr. Weisskopf, is there anyone online?
No, sir, there is not.
Madam Chairman, I believe it appropriate to close the public hearing portion.
Excellent. So we're ready for a recommendation, Superintendent?
Yes, I recommend tentative approval of the amendment to the 2020-2021 Code of Student Conduct and Policy Guide.
So moved. Second.
First and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to tentative approval of revisions to policy 6220, budget preparation. Is that Mr. Johnson also?
Yes, ma'am. Item 1102 is the board's request, the request to the board for tentative approval of revisions to policy 6220, budget preparation. If there's anyone here to speak to this particular policy, please come forward. There's no one here to do so, Madam Chairman. Dr. Feltner, is anyone online?
No, there is not.
And Madam Chairman, there is no one to speak to this, and I believe it appropriate to close the public hearing.
Okay. Do we have a recommendation, Superintendent?
I recommend tentative approval of revisions to policy 6220, budget preparation.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, so this is quick. Moving on to the superintendent's report.
We unfortunately have several letters of condolence that I'd like to mention this evening. First of all, condolences to Rachel Adams. She's a program specialist for Region 3. She lost her father-in-law, Richard Hickey. Also condolences to Catherine Henderson. She's a teacher at Umatilla High. She lost her husband, Wallace Pete Henderson. Jennifer Wright, food service manager at Carver Middle, lost her husband, Charlie Chuck Wright. Peggy Campbell, who is with the Education Foundation and a retired Lake County Schools educator, lost her son, that's Bill Hayes. And David Parker, who's our Director of Facilities, Construction, and Compliance, lost his brother, Michael Keith Parker. Silatoya Bedward, who's a school secretary at Eustis Heights Elementary, lost her mother, Beulah Kelly. So condolences to those families. And just a few things to note this evening. Today marked the beginning, or day one, of our second quarter. We made it through the first 9 weeks, and I can tell you, I just want to use this opportunity to say thank you to everything that our teachers and staff and administrators are doing out in our schools to keep our kids safe. We've done extremely well in spite of leading through a pandemic and keeping teaching and learning going, and I just appreciate everyone's patience and all the support over this first quarter. And we're continuing moving forward now into the second quarter. Today, also, I thought you might be interested in knowing that one of the things I think many parents were waiting to learn about was how well we did in regards to keeping our kids safe and healthy during this time. And as we know, our positivity rate has remained well below 1%. It was actually at 0.003. And so today, as the new quarter began, we had about 300 students return to our brick and mortar schools, and 175 of those were back in our high schools. And so we're really again, grateful to all that our schools are doing and welcoming these students back and reaching out to families, because we know that getting our kids back in our brick and mortar schools is certainly our goal. Where we can lay eyes on them every day and make sure that they're receiving all of the support and services that they need. So we're really happy and encourage everybody who's considering coming back, come on back. Our doors are open and we look forward to welcoming all of our students back. I also wanted to recognize Eustis Heights Elementary School. If you remember, several weeks ago, we recognized all of our schools that earned the Golden School Award, and we learned after the fact that the schools, Eustis Heights Elementary, also qualify for the award, so congratulations to them. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dodd.
Sure. Well, I'd just like to express my thanks and appreciation for everybody who has put their hands into making sure that we'd be able to pay out the state's teacher compensation as quickly as possible, and for teachers to start seeing that take effect soon. So I appreciate all that. Thank you for those efforts.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Mr. Dodd. It's Luke. Sorry, I can't see anyone else.
I don't have anything tonight, thank you.
Okay, very good. Mr. Gamble?
Just a shout out real quick to the volleyball team for Tavares High School, which is mine and Miss Luke's alma mater, if that's correct pronunciation of that. But they were the district champions this year. So congratulations to them.
That's excellent. Mr. Matthias?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. I also wanted to say thank you for getting the funding out to our teachers as soon as we did, and I'm excited that we are getting some raises, even if it's completely setting up an unfair situation. But at least we got some money, so I am grateful for that money to our teachers. I think that will help our first-year teachers and our earlier teachers a lot. I also. Yeah, never mind. I'll talk about that later. So I'm working on a sciencey thing. Okay, that's all I have. We should be adjourned.